Welcome back to Across the Board with E and the Colonel. A lot of incredible bands that we have on week after week here on Hawk Radio and Across the Board. One of our favorites across campus. This is a band that's sort of labeled as experimental music, but just incredible, incredible stuff every album. Portugal the Man. Love these guys. If you haven't heard of them, listen up and go back and buy the back catalog because you really need to get educated on this band. So with me right now is Jason. It's Seacrest, is that right?
Seacrest.
Seacrest. Okay, not to be confused with Seacrest, but Seacrest. Jason Seacrest, drummer for Portugal the Man. Jason, how are you doing today?
I am great. How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. And again, we're such huge fans, so it's an honor to talk to you guys. Tell us about the new album. First and foremost, that's what we're most excited about. It's called In the Mountain, in the Cloud, set to come out July 19th of this year. What can we expect from the new album?
Well, we have some great new pleasures in recording and using producers and engineers this time around, and that was quite fabulous for us, as well as being able to record on several locations. We recorded in El Paso, New York, Los Angeles, San Diego, and then I think we finished it up in Seattle. And it was, we were trying to focus on this one, obviously it turning into our new Atlantic release and it being our first major release. We were trying to not feel the pressure so much.
Mm-hmm. What
to
leads
create something new and exciting for everyone? But I would say that it does have touches and traces of all the older albums. But we just, as well, always are trying to sharpen the songwriting and sharpen the lyrics.
Absolutely. What leads to you moving around in the recording process? Again, this is the first time you guys have ever had really pre-production in an album, but what made you record in El Paso and San Diego and all of those places instead of just one studio?
Well, I think basically coming up with happiness for it and having feeling like this is it, this is, can we do any better? And then also on top of that, we had, a pretty intensive touring schedule that we have to keep up with. So, we'd do a U.S. tour, and, let's say, in El Paso, first of all, we did 3 weeks, and then we went out and did some European tour, and then we did some USA touring, and what we would do is we'd go to, like, Los Angeles for a week, or we would go to San Diego for 10 days and things like that, and then we'd hit up another tour. And then after that, we'd be constantly listening to the new elements and the new mixes and the new takes that we did. And, so it was a good thing to be able to listen to it and grow on it this time around.
Did you do a lot of re-records then? You record in El Paso, then you listen to it on the road to another studio. Did you then re-record some of those songs in another studio to sort of fine-tune them?
We did not do too much re-recording. That's the interesting thing. We just found ways, I think, to put better icing on the cake. I think is the question. Like figuring out different sounds. Like is this synthesizer working? Is is that drum beat working? Are these reverbs working? Things like that. Is what we got to focus on a lot on those hits.
Now you've worked with some incredible producers, Andy Wallace being one of them. He's a Grammy Award winner. He's worked with Rush, System of a Down, Nirvana, Paul McCartney, Coheed and Cambria. I mean, some of the top bands of all time. What did you learn from working with him as a producer?
Well, first of all, I would say when Andy had his hands on the mix, basically, I was very, very surprised at how good he is at highlighting things. I mean, it felt like he was really creating a stage, and that was something. And I think, to me, as a drummer, I have not really heard better drums coming up from people than him. Like, he can really make drums sound huge, and it's unbelievable.
Now, following up on that, who have you, again, you being a drummer, who are some of your favorite drummers to listen to? And you're talking about the mix and how that comes out, hearing the drums. What are some of your favorite albums that you can hear the drums in?
I would say, obviously, I'm a big Led Zeppelin fan. I spent a lot of time listening to them in my early 20s, and I don't know. Then after that, I started liking people like let's see, Jackie from Can is really something. That Can band is quite an experimental band. the influences come from all across the place. I liked electronic music. I liked DJ Shadow's programming. I liked Skinny
Absolutely.
Puppy's synthesizer programming. I like John Theodore's drumming from Mars Volta early records.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few Van Morrison albums.
I like that. I mean, a lot of people just know, even really, really good drummers. A lot of people just know the most famous drummers, and they'll say like Neil Peart and some people like that. But you obviously have a really eclectic taste, and you know your stuff, so that's great. You guys have played, Bonnaroo before. You've played Lollapalooza. This year's Lollapalooza is arguably going to be one of the best ever. I mean, just an incredible, incredible lineup. You guys are on the bill. How do you feel about playing in such a massive, just gathering of all of these bands? What are you looking forward to, and who are you looking forward to seeing?
First of all, I am really excited about it. I think it's the 20th anniversary, and for me, growing up as a teenager, it was kind of like the alternative festival. It was the thing going on, and so that's kind of all I was hearing about when I was growing up was Lollapalooza, and it's really unreal to be a part of that bill. I am very excited. The last experience was incredible. The Bonnaroo experience was incredible. I'm looking forward to both of them. I would say, Lollapalooza is going to be impressive. I cannot wait. And the lineup is crazy, and I think we're going to have a magical performance time too.
And who are you looking forward to seeing the most of other bands?
Well, honestly, there's a few smaller acts that I'm looking forward to seeing. I think Phantogram is a band I've been wanting to check out. I've been wanting to check out Foster the People. I like their single, and there's a Perfect Circle. Some of the headliners will be a treat as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's a lot often about the up and coming bands.
Are you a Josh Freese fan? You mentioned A Perfect Circle.
Sure, yeah, I've seen him play in that group, and I think Nine Inch Nails as well. He's and as well Devo. He's really impressive.
He's incredible. Yeah, I love his work as well. Across the board with Ian the Colonel. No Colonel for this particular interview today, but we're here with Jason Seacrest, drummer from Portugal, The Man, talking about the new album In the Mountain, In the Cloud, again coming out July 19th of this year. And you guys are just another one of those bands that puts out an entire album. There are a lot of groups these days, unfortunately, that write a couple of hits, then fill out the album with sort of, hopefully people will listen to these, but just kind of banking on the iTunes, singles, selling the album. But you guys, at least it sounds to me, you put the same care and quality and thought into every single track on the album. I assume that's on purpose. How do you feel about singles versus albums these days?
Well, I mean, I guess there's nothing wrong with a killer single, and coming from us, we do try to treat each song as if, each song should be shared equal time and love. And so, when I grab a shaker or a tambourine or drumsticks, or we're talking about synthesizers and guitar tones and anything like that, it's all just, we're all approaching it in the same mindset, like, let's take this where it can go. And then, usually it takes a long time for us to feel out what could be a single in terms of our songs.
Now, Jason, you have 5 to 10. I'm not being a doctor and relaying this information, but again, pretend you only have 5 to 10 minutes left to live. Okay, what one song would you want to listen to or play in your final moments? It can be your band or anybody else's band, but listen to or play.
I would say if I was to listen to, I have 5 to 10 minutes left, I'd probably listen to And It Stoned Me from Van Morrison.
Good call.
I think that one would set me straight. I'd probably be able to die happy at that moment.
That's a great choice. What do you want the legacy of Portugal the Man to be? I know the band's been around for several years. You've been with them, maybe I guess third incarnation of the band, something like that. So you're sort of newer to the band, but obviously an integral part of the band and the best version of the band ever. what do you see as the legacy when it all is said and done of Portugal the Man and or yourself as a drummer?
Well, as a drummer, I would say, I don't feel that I do anything too impressive. I just play music, and so when it comes to our songs, I would like to just have them be played and listened to, and I would like to have people show their kids our songs and so on and so forth, and when I'm 40 or 50 or 60, if I get to live that long, I'd love to have them be on the radio and have it be just another song, another cool moment in time. I think that'd be great, and just to be a respected track in the music world over time.
That brings up a good question. If you have kids, would you want them to get into music? Would you have them try it out, or would you want them to stay out of that? How do you feel about that, following in your footsteps?
Interesting question.
Thank you.
I don't have kids, but I would say the art world. It's great to give kids a chance at art. I used to draw. That was the thing I did. I would draw, color, and paint, and that's all I would do. And it wasn't until my high school years that basically there was a huge turn of events. And I think I got shut off on art, and so I ended up picking up drumsticks because I thought that would be a good idea. And so, oftentimes it's just a natural calling. I tried skateboarding. That didn't work out because you can't skateboard and be a drummer at the same time because you'll break your ankles.
Exactly.
But I would say, yeah, it's a great thing. I would say for sure to push kids in the art world.
Yeah, it seems like it can help them grow in so many ways, whether they do it professionally or just on the side. Jason, how can everybody keep up with the band? Again, you're being heard all over the world right now. I know you've toured Europe. You guys have been all over the country. You're about to go on another tour right now, again, including Bonnaroo and Lollapalooza this summer. But how can people stay in touch with you? The website, the Facebook, Twitter, so on and so forth.
Yeah, we do have a Twitter. It's Twitter and then /, I think, Portugal the Man, and then we all have our own individual ones to follow as well. You can find PortugalTheMan.com. We just redid our website. It's looking pretty sharp.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, and obviously we have a Facebook as well. I don't know what's going on with MySpace these days, but
I think it's still out there.
Pretty strong, and we also try to the band members often try to get on the Facebook and reply to people, so people have something to say.
And really,
we are the ones who are responding half the time.
That's great.
At least.
And really important is on the Facebook, you can actually stream the new album or many songs from the new album. You can listen to them there before you buy them, but definitely do go out and buy them afterwards and see these guys on tour. Incredible band. Last question, Jason. Where does the name come from, Portugal the Man?
Okay, our name, my singer, John Gorley, when he was up in Alaska, he was trying to find a way to create a band and a character, like a character ethic, something like Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, or Sgt. Pepper's, like the Beatles created. But he didn't want it to be, John Gorley and the guys. So what he did was he decided that randomly he would pick a country, and that country was Portugal, and it would represent a group of people as a whole, and not being the band. So it's Portugal the guy. A little confusing, but I would say I would compare it to Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars is basically how we're trying to treat it.
Yeah, I understand that completely. I got that. Or even like a Coheed and Cambria type thing where they've created those characters and follow their story as well. I dig it. Jason, again, thank you so much. Jason Seacrest, drummer from Portugal the Man. Big fans of you guys. Again, we play a lot of your back catalog here on Hawk Radio, and we'll definitely play the new album as well. Again, it's called In the Mountain, In the Cloud, coming out July 19th of this year. Go out and get it. And again, don't just get the first single, the second single. Get the entire album. That's what you need to listen to really get what this band's trying to say. Love your stuff. Jason, thanks so much. We appreciate it. This is Across the Board with Ian the Colonel. No Colonel today, but I'm here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.